coggygria. What have we got here? Follis purpureus. Follis? What does that mean?
Purple one. Say it 10 times fast.
Follis?
Flowers.
Coggygria, Follis purpureus.
Foliage.
Folius. Good. Purpureus.
Purple.
Purple. See how that works? Anyhow, this is a smokebush. And this is an interesting plant because, one, if you cut the stems off, you'll find there's a sap there, and it could be an irritating sap because it's a relative to poison ivy. So it might, some of you might get a rash, some of you might not.
Could you make syrup?
No. Two,
Poison ivy
it
syrup.
is usually a huge shrub, but here it has been coppiced. Coppiced. What the hell is that? Yeah, I don't know. I just read that this morning. I'm going to write that down because I don't know what that word means. Coppiced. What are you laughing? I read it, I just didn't know.
We thought you knew everything.
Coppiced. Coppiced means when you cut something woody down to the ground on an annual or semi-annual basis. And they do this in England when they harvest hazel branches for their woodworking stuff. But you can also do it with some woody plants. And this is #1 rule of pruning. Know what you're pruning. So if you know how the plant's going to respond, you know what you can do. So the really adventurous gardeners and designers and such know what to do here. You coppice this, you cut it down every year, so you don't get this huge, great plant. But what you do get is this nice, vibrant foliage. And the really smart people, there are people like Christopher Lloyd. Well, he's not a people anymore because he's dead. But he was really quite a smart garden designer because he planted shrubs in his perennial border, which they do in England, mixed borders, and we're actually doing it at Cuddy's. And then you coppice them, and then in the spring you get these big, vibrant clumps of nice purple foliage, and they stay that way for the entire summer. But if you let the shrub grow, it would still have purple leaves, but it would be humongous. You wouldn't be able to grow. So we've actually done this at Cuddy's in the grass border along the front of the offices there. We've planted several of these purple smoke bushes, not for the purple smoke, which is part of their flower, which is why everybody else plants them, but we've planted them because we want these nice purple stems where the foliage come up, nice contrast with the grass. So a process that you can use. And there are gold forms of this, etc., etc. And you can coppice a bunch of plants, again, if you know how they're going to respond. Now this is typically grown for its flower, which gives that white clouds of smoke. Go to the website, look at coggygria, the straight species. There's a picture of one plant, and it's probably maybe 5 meters wide. It's huge. It's at Vineland Research Station, so it's been there for probably 70, 80 years, and I think I got it in flower, so you'll see these kind of grayish clouds that look like smoke, and hence why it's called the smoke bush. Comprende? And because it's in the Anacardiaceae family and it has this horrible tasting poisonous sap, usually no insect is going to touch it.
What about those blueberries?
No, it needs to establish for a few years before you can start.
Yes, yeah, good point. Yeah, you wouldn't plant a new one and then cut it back. That's a way of murdering it.
We had so much.
Yeah, that happens.
Does it go purple in the fall? Because I see some green shoots below.
Well,
Yeah,
it's purple all year, but the older leaves, because they're getting some shade and they're not photosynthetically as efficient, they lose their color.
Okay.
So always the most intense color on a foliage plant, notwithstanding fall color, is the growth tips, because it's young, it's the most vibrant. So that's an exception for almost everything in the world except for people. The more vibrant people are the older people. You know,
I thought you were going to say the taller people, because you're closer to the
No,
sun.
the older people who are much more vibrant and you know, whereas you guys are kind of the dull green leaves in there right now.
That's us.
Yeah.